Good Saturday morning. DFW 2017 is slowly winding down, and we're about to head into a brand new year. It's been a wonderful year for the economy, and we're going to talk with Dr. Cortney Baker. She's our first guest. She is an author, speaker, entrepreneur. She's the author of Unlimited, Conquering the Myths of the Glass Ceiling. Welcome to the Jeff Crilley Show.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Well, this has been, I think, a huge year for women. And although your book can be read by men and women, let's reflect on 2017. What did we learn in 2017?
I think 2017 was really a year where women found their voice with the hashtag #MeToo campaign and everything that came out. Women are really feeling at this point that they have not to just sit back and be a victim, which I love, because when you see yourself as a victim, then you don't have any power. And that is not the message that I want women to have right now.
And you have done not one, but 2 TED Talks, which is so cool.
Thank you.
What is your message in the TED Talks?
My message in the TED Talks was to really, it was the 10 do's and don'ts. And it's really finding empowerment through 5 do's and 5 don'ts in the workplace to be a better leader.
Awesome. Give us a couple of do's and a couple of don'ts.
Oh my goodness, I've had a stroke since then. That's a true story. So the do's were, first, lead with integrity and be honest. And it was talking about how candor is different for women in the workplace than it is for men, because when women demonstrate candor, they're seen as cold and uncaring and difficult to work with. And they often earn the not so coveted title of being not.
Yes.
Yes. And men, on the other hand, are seen as empowered and strong leaders. So it was really helping women and men realize the difference between the two. And some of the don'ts were, don't be inauthentic. Really know and live into who you are as a person and as a leader.
And some of the takeaways in your book, Unlimited, Conquering the Myth of the Glass Ceiling, some of the takeaways, you talk about family responsibilities, limited advancement, gender, and confidence. Let's go into those one by one if we can. Family responsibilities, what points should our listeners take away from that?
I have a view about family responsibilities, and I have been blessed with an amazing husband. That we're not going to get gender equality in the workforce until we get gender equality at home. And that really means having men, I've heard so many times men say, oh, I've got to babysit today. Well, those are your kids. That's called parenting. So that's a little bit different. So that doesn't always meet with support, but that's the truth. And then the second, limited advancement. So people are working longer in the workforce at older ages, and it's creating more of a bottleneck of a vertical line to move into. And so people get stuck in this middle management role, women and men, but I'm focused on women in leadership. And so there's not as many opportunities to advance.
Number 3 is gender.
Gender. So I really went into my research thinking that it was going to be the good old boys keeping women down. And there are instances of that still in play. However, what surprised me in the research was that more often than not, women were talking about how other women were responsible for holding them back. My favorite line in the research, one of the women that I talked to said, I asked her, I said, tell me about your female mentors. And she laughed at me and she said, mentors? I haven't had mentors. I've had tormentors. Wow. And that was so surprising to me. And I realized right then that until women get on the same page, we're going to have a really hard time moving in alignment to get more people in leadership.
But let's dive a little deeper on that, because you're not the first speaker and author who's made that observation. Mm-hmm. Are women not lifting as they climb?
Correct. And what we need to collectively understand is that when I'm on the top and you have helped me get there, who am I going to remember when I'm needing to help lift?
Right.
And that's one of the things, unfortunately, because what's so much in play is the fourth challenge, which is confidence. We aren't seeing our climb through the lens of abundance. We're seeing it through the lens of scarcity. So if there's only one person in one role available, then I'm going to fight like hell to get that because it's only one person.
Wow.
And it's got to be me. You know, that kind of.
So when you mentor young ladies in your life, what do you tell them about the confidence piece?
So it was incredible to me that 50% of the women in my dissertation research, which was C-level women in healthcare, struggled with confidence. So I looked at that and I thought, wow, if 50% of C-level women are still struggling with confidence despite all they've achieved, then how many women are out there who are just the average, working moms like me who are dealing with confidence and aren't talking about it? So that's when I started interviewing women at all different levels and all different roles and asking them what their challenges were. And that number went from 50% to about 80%.
Wow. Let's talk about. I've heard the expression "mommy guilt." That no matter how hard you're working at work, you're also conflicted because if there's a soccer game or something else that's important to you, is there something to that?
There's a lot to that. However, I have seen further research in, I believe it was Harvard Business Review, that talked about how kids actually benefit when they see their moms working, and it teaches them responsibility and commitment, and it gives them something to aspire to do. And, I was talking to my daughters one day, and I asked her about that. She's 14, and I asked her, I said, do you worry or do you feel like I'm not available as much as I should be because I'm traveling or I'm speaking or I'm doing what I'm doing? And she said, no, actually, Mom, I know that you're making a better way for me because of your messaging, because you're trying to inspire women in leadership.
Wow. Tell me about your company because you've been very successful in business.
Thank you. I started my own pediatric home health care company 14 years ago, and it was me and 10 patients, and we've grown since then. We have over 350 employees, we're all over Texas and in Denver now, and we serve right now about 2,300 patients.
Wow.
Yeah, children with special needs. That's my heart.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
How do you grow a company? And you said that's 14 years ago.
Yeah.
How do you grow a company that fast, that large?
Perseverance and resilience and a great team. I've been surrounded with people who saw the vision and the mission and really have committed their lives to making sure that Kids Care has done what it has. In an ethical manner. Our core values are care, so it's commitment, accountability, results, and ethics. And our healthcare is a hard field to be in right now. There's a lot of uncertainty, but we look at the end result of changing the lives of children with special needs, and that's what keeps us going.
That's wonderful.
Thank you.
Was the book kind of born from your experience in business, or where did the book come from?
The book was really because of my dissertation research and realizing that I found out when I started figuring out what I wanted to study, I looked at women in leadership in the healthcare industry and saw that the healthcare industry is about 75 to 80% female. However, at the CEO level, only 11% of CEOs in healthcare are women.
Wow.
And I looked at that disparity and I said, if we have such an incredible labor pool, what is keeping women from rising to the top? And that was my research question for my dissertation.
What role do you think the media plays in all of this? Because I noticed one of our clients at our PR firm is Cinemark, and this year the first female superhero Wonder Woman was able to shatter some box office records, and I thought that was, well, here it is, 2017, and it's the first time that a female superhero has dominated the box office the way, Batman and Superman and Spider-Man has.
Yes, and my 10-year-old Reagan she's on board with Wonder Woman and any of the female superheroes, Supergirl. But I think that, so it's media, but it's also social media that we look at. Women are always told, whether it's overtly or covertly, you're not enough. I mean, we're always told you need this product, you need to lose weight, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to fit in this box of being beautiful. And instead of hearing, you're beautiful just as you are, inside is what counts more. And so I think a lot of that attributes to women and the lack of confidence and why we feel we're not enough.
That's beautiful. Well, we could go on and on. Will you come back again sometime?
Absolutely.
All right. So how do people get your book?
My book can be found on Amazon, or you can go to CourtneyBakerUnlimited.com.
Perfect.
/free book, and I'll pay the shipping.
That's awesome. And your website, CourtneyBaker.com, also has more information on how to book you to speak.
And it's Cortney, no you. My mom didn't know how to spell my name. True story.
That's wonderful. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
We'll have you back again soon.
Thank you.
When we come back, if your New Year's resolution is to grow your business, you're going to want to hear what our next segment is all about. A business growth whisperer is just ahead on The Jeff Crilley Show.
More of The Jeff Crilley Show coming up.